So you're a college student, you're up late at night studying, and suddenly you get a hankering for something warm, sweet, and comforting. All you've got to have is a microwave and you can make chocolate cake in a mug. This is absolutely amazing. It's so simple, you just put the ingredients right into the mug. That's 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa, a dash of salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Just goes right in. And then I'll just stir this with a fork before I add the other ingredients. You know, the microwave is great for so many things, of course. You can heat up frozen food, make things like hot chocolate, but baking in a microwave, it's pretty much a revelation. And what's great about this cake is you don't have to have a mixing bowl. The mixing bowl is the coffee mug itself. Now I'll add the wet ingredients, and that's 3 tablespoons of milk. These little jugs of milk are so cute. And 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You know, you can buy containers of sugar and cocoa, flour, even little bottles of vegetable oil that are sort of miniature size, perfect for a dorm room or a small apartment for that matter. I'll just add a little splash of vanilla, not too much, and then I'll stir it with the same fork. I hate doing dishes more than anything in the world, so anything that saves me that step is so great. And it's comforting as Alex's mother to know that if she gets struck with a chocolate attack in the middle of the night, she can take care of herself. The cake is great just like this, but I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips. As it bakes in the microwave, the chocolate chips just help the cake stay nice and moist, and of course, they make the cake super chocolatey. So I'll just stir those in. I sure wish I'd known about this when I was in college. It would have saved me a few mistakes when it came to chocolate cravings. I remember I would go get a pint of chocolate ice cream and take it back to my dorm room. But of course, since I didn't have a freezer in my dorm room, I didn't want it to go to waste, so I'd eat the whole thing. Okay, this is all mixed together. Now I'm gonna get it into the microwave. Doesn't take long at all. Now I'm 90 seconds away from warm chocolate cake. I smell chocolate cake. I see chocolate cake. Oh, this looks so good. It's nice and crisp on the surface and then soft in the middle. If you have a can of whipped cream, you can squirt a little on top. You can go buy a pint of chocolate ice cream, scoop it on top. Either way you slice it, this is darn good cake. I was a little bit late to the air fryer game, and I'll admit that it took a little bit of time for me to figure out what to do with them. But once I did, oh my gosh, it opened up a whole world, particularly in the realm of snacks. So I'm gonna show you how to make a barbecue chicken bagel pizza that absolutely comes to life in the air fryer. You're gonna wanna make this definitely once a week, if not more. It's so good. I'm using rotisserie chicken as a shortcut, which makes this an even easier snack. And I just added a little bit of barbecue sauce. Just grab your favorite. And you want it to be saucy, but not totally inundated with sauce. Now I'm gonna build the bagel pizzas. Very, very easy. I'm actually using onion bagel, and I cut it in half. And I'm gonna drive home that barbecue point and kind of drizzle a little bit of barbecue sauce on each bagel. I love barbecue sauce. I mean, when you have one that you really love, it's just good on so many things. All right, I spread the barbecue sauce out, and then I'll put some grated Monterey Jack right on top. I'm just using Monterey Jack because it's really creamy and it melts beautifully. But if you want to keep this kind of traditional pizza vibe, you can do mozzarella. You could do pepper jack for a little more spice. Any cheese you have in your cheese drawer works. All right, now comes the barbecue chicken. It was rotisserie chicken, now it's barbecue chicken. And I'm putting it on top of the cheese, and that way it'll sort of sink into the cheese and just become this incredible masterpiece. The great thing about air fryers is you can fry things without using oil, and it actually adds some really great crispness and helps things melt really nicely. I make grilled cheeses in an air fryer, and I swear they're better than if I make them in the skillet because they make the cheese melt before the bread burns. Sometimes on a skillet, you have to really watch not to burn the bread before the cheese is melted. All right, now I've got some pickled jalapeno, and I'll just kind of put those here and there. Whoops. When I said I'll put them here and there, I meant on my countertop. Come back here. All right, and put some on the other pizza. I'm being generous with the jalapenos because I like a little heat. I have a couple of other things I'm going to top the pizzas with, but I'm going to air fry them first. You know what? I just had an impulsive thought. I'm going to drizzle on a little more barbecue sauce. Why not? All right, now they're ready to go into the air fryer. I'm going to put them into the air fryer, just kind of right next to each other. And the cool thing is there really aren't any hot spots in an air fryer because it just circulates. So you don't have to worry too much about where you put them in. All right, close the drawer, and then I'm gonna put this on 7 minutes, and I'll change the temperature to 400, just so it really melts that cheese and gets the bagel edges a little bit crisp. All right, here we go. All right, the air fryer has done its job. You aren't gonna believe these pizzas. Oh my goodness. They are so crisp. Look at that. Listen to how crispy that is. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but the edges are beautifully crisp. I love how the jalapeno slices also got a little bit crisp around the edges. Goodness. Now, of course, these are perfect to just go for it right now, but I like to keep topping things. I'm a toppings person. I'm a fixins gal. What can I say? So I'm gonna add some pickled red onion, truly one of my top 5, what do you call it, condiments or accoutrement in my fridge. Okay, and then some cilantro leaves. How delightful does this look? All right, guys, air fryer bagel pizzas. Well, my boy Bryce just called, and he said he and his friend Pat are hungry. Now there's something new. They're headed up here to the lodge to get something to eat, so I have exactly 16 minutes to make them something delicious. I'm gonna throw together some buffalo chicken burgers. Oh my goodness, these are delicious, saucy, drippy, and wonderful. I started with ground chicken and I seasoned with salt and pepper, and I'm gonna add just a little melted butter and some Louisiana hot sauce, the stuff you'd use if you were making buffalo wings. I'm gonna go in with my hands. There's no better way. Ground chicken is such a great alternative to ground beef. Don't tell any rancher I said that. I love the texture of ground chicken. It's so soft and tender. Okay, I'm gonna divide this little pile in half, and I'll make 2 equal-sized patties. When you're making buffalo chicken burgers, you don't wanna form teeny tiny thin patties. You really wanna make a nice, big, substantial one. Okay, I'm gonna get this into a skillet with a little vegetable oil in it, and I'll get the other one formed. Patrick is my best friend Hyacinth's son. I'm kind of his second mama, and he's my 3rd son. My 4th son, if you count Lad. Okay, I'll get the other one in, and I'm gonna go wash my hands. While the burgers keep cooking away, I'm gonna whip up a really simple buffalo sauce. It's about a ½ cup of melted butter, and I'll add the same amount of the hot sauce. Louisiana hot sauce is also called cayenne hot sauce. It's used to make buffalo wings, anything where you want that really tangy, spicy flavor. There is nothing like it. I filled it a little bit full. I'm gonna try not to make a huge mess. I want to stir this until it's totally mixed together and the butter isn't separated at all from the sauce. That looks great. Now I'm going to flip the burgers. See how they look? Oh my goodness. Yum, yum. Now I want to start this saucy process. So I'm going to spoon a couple of spoonfuls of the sauce onto each burger. So while they cook on the other side, I'm going to make a simple blue cheese dressing to go on the burgers. Started with about half a cup of mayonnaise and the same amount of sour cream and about 1/4 a cup of blue cheese crumbles. You can add more if you're a big blue cheese fan. Splash of vinegar and salt and pepper. Another quick way you can make blue cheese dressing is just to take a bottle of ranch dressing and add blue cheese crumbles. Don't think I haven't done that from time to time. All right, that is all mixed together. So now I'm gonna get some buns into a skillet to toast. I've been heating up an iron skillet and I'll get a little bit of butter going. Instead of plain buns, I thought it would be really delicious to use onion rolls. So I'll get those in. Make sure they soak up the butter in the skillet. And I just need to let these toast for about 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, the other side of these burgers looks delicious. Now I'm gonna pour just a little bit more sauce on the other side. All right, I'm gonna let these keep cooking for a couple minutes.
Dude, I'm so hungry.
Honestly, one of your mom's meals sounds perfect right now. I can't think of anything better.
The burger patties are almost ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the buns out. Oh, they look great, buttery and toasty. I love toasting buns before building burgers.
You know what she's making?
Nah, I ain't got no idea.
Okay, now I'm gonna get some of this sauce. This sauce is getting a workout. I'm gonna pour a little bit on the bottom bun. Okie doke. Time for the burgers to go on. This is a burger fit for a teenage boy. Okay, now I'm gonna put all sorts of fun stuff on top. I've got some thinly sliced celery, and I'll drop a little on each burger. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of blue cheese dressing on each pile of celery, and then a little bit of extra blue cheese crumbles. Why not? Okay, I'm gonna put a little dressing on the buns, the top buns. Hey!
Hi.
Speaking of dreamy,
How are you?
my 2 favorite teenage boys.
How you doing?
Don't tell Todd I said that.
Oh, okay,
Hi,
well,
Bryce.
that's-
How are you, son?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is fancy.
Well, you said you were hungry. I made you buffalo chicken burgers.
I didn't think you were gonna go all out.
I always go all out for you guys. All right, why don't you guys go chow down?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, boys. Just love those kids. Well, Paige is out helping her dad on the ranch today. He is such a happy camper, let me tell you. And Paige also happens to be graduating from college in the next few weeks. I cannot believe how fast time is moving. So today I am going to share some recipes that young adults or fresh college graduates can make. They're pretty easy, they don't make a big mess, and they are incredibly delicious. Okay, so the first dish we're gonna make is a street corn skillet. Big flavor, super easy ingredients, and Paige is gonna love it, and I know Alex is gonna love it too. So I've got a bowl with some shredded rotisserie chicken, very easy ingredient, and I added some sour cream and mayonnaise, and I have a bunch of other things to add. Basically gonna be a chicken creamy corn mixture. Half a block of softened cream cheese, and a can of diced green chilies. I like that because you don't have to have a cutting board and a knife. They're all chopped for you. Some green onions sliced up, and lime juice, melted butter.
Oh my gosh.
And some chopped cilantro. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I love things like this.
Same.
A package of frozen corn. So this is actually frozen corn with peppers. It's got red bell peppers and green bell peppers. But this is just one of those amazing, quick, easy skillets, and it bakes like a casserole in an iron skillet. So I'm giving it just a little bit of a stir, and I'm gonna add a sprinkle of, woo, that was a healthy sprinkle, chili powder, and some cotija cheese. I'm gonna save some for the baked casserole. And last but not least, some garlic. I'm just gonna press it and scrape it right in. You can also buy minced garlic if you're freshly out on your own and you don't wanna buy garlic and chop it up yourself. Lots of options. So there's a lot going on in this casserole, but none of this is complicated. The frozen corn, the rotisserie chicken, really, really good. So I'm gonna stir this. It'll take a little bit to get it all stirred together. I wanna show you some shots of Paige and Lad. They got up pretty early this morning, saddled their horses, and went out to gather the herd. At 6 a.m., they went to the barn.
Morning.
Morning, Paige.
Saddled the horses, and loaded them onto the truck.
So what we're gonna do, Paige, is we're going to feed the North Dippenbat, and then we're gonna pen the South Big South.
They drove out, and Lad did a little feeding on the way. Then they got on their horses
We'll sneak off to the south here, Paige, and then get around those cows.
Okay.
and headed out to gather the herd. Okay, so I've got this mixture all mixed up. Look at this, Alex. Just, I mean,
looks
creamy, cheesy,
amazing.
corny. So this has a bed of rice, and rather than cook the rice and season it, I've got Spanish-style rice or Mexican rice, and it's microwaved in the bag. Okay, so I've got the bed of Spanish rice in the iron skillet, and I'm gonna top it with this amazing chicken mixture. Look at this. Ooh!
That looks wonderful.
And then some shredded pepper jack cheese.
My favorite cheese.
I know. Okay, and then a sprinkle of chili powder on top, which I love to do. Okay, so let's go put this in the oven. I'm gonna bake this casserole at 425 degrees for about 12 to 14 minutes until it's really hot and bubbling.
You want to film and Tim and I can sort?
Yeah.
You just be right here and make sure Tim doesn't make any mistakes and film him if he does. If he gets run over, make sure you catch it on film.
I will.
All right? All right.
So the casserole is cooking in the oven, and I'm just gonna make a simple salad that you can serve on the side of the casserole. And I started with some halved red cherry tomatoes. And Alex, look at the beautiful cascading avocado. Lots of lime juice, just to keep that avocado really fresh and bright green. Some more sliced green onions. Oh, and here's a little tip. If you wanna slice green onions and you don't have a cutting board or a really good knife, just get some kitchen shears and you can just snip them over the bowl.
Smart.
So I've also got some cilantro. I'm gonna add some to the salad itself, along with some salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil. All right, this is looking good. So let's go get that casserole out of the oven, Alex. It smells really, really, really good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Oh, it's happening. Oh wow.
Oh, it smells amazing.
It smells so good. Come in and take a closer look and listen to the sizzle.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yum! And then, just to garnish, some more cotija and some more cilantro. So I just want to show you how to serve this, and this is where the rubber meets the road. It is delicious. Alex, you're going to want to come in and check this out.
I'm drooling.
I know, you've got that creamy, just cheesy chicken, and then look at that
Oh my gosh.
beautiful layer of rice underneath, which kind of, you know, keeps it from getting just too rich and too much of a good thing. Oh, delicious. And then some tomato avocado salad.
Yum.
And 3 or so of these adorable little tacos. How outstandingly yummy does this look? I'm gonna get my napkin and my fork, but I have to dig in and take a bite of this.
You have to. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Easy to make and serious flavor. It's the weekend of Pawhuska's homecoming, and this afternoon is the big homecoming parade. Now, Lad and the boys are actually riding on floats in the parade, and I'm gonna head in there pretty soon. I'm gonna make the foundation for a snack they can have after the parade, a big batch of chicken nachos. The boys love chicken nachos, and it's just the thing for football season. I've got 4 chicken breasts, and I'm just seasoning them really well with some taco seasoning and some chili powder. Makes them really spicy. And it's great because the taco seasoning has salt in it, so you really don't need to add extra salt at all. I want the chicken to be as flavorful as possible. The sauce is actually gonna come from what I put on the chicken, so I really wanna lay it on thick. I love chili powder because whatever you add it to becomes the most amazing color, and it's nice and spicy, and that's something my family loves. Now I've got a skillet with some olive oil that I've been heating, and I'll just get the chicken in. Now I'm just gonna cook the chicken for about 10 minutes total, turning it halfway through, and then I'll move forward with the delicious sauce. The chicken is fully cooked and it looks and smells amazing. I'll just take it out and get it on the board. And I'm gonna make a sauce for the chicken right in the same skillet. I'll just pour in some water, probably 1.5 cups to 2 cups. And to help it along, I'll pour in just a little bit of tomato sauce. And then I'll just whisk this together and let this boil up and come together. I love chicken nachos. Well, I love nachos, period. But chicken nachos are a real treat. Shredded chicken with a delicious sauce on it, smothered in cheese on top of chips. I'm already hungry for them. Now, the chili powder and the taco seasoning add plenty of spice, but that's never enough for me. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of my favorite hot sauce, just to make sure it's got a nice zip to it. Okay, that's looking good, so I'll let that simmer and heat up. And while that happens, I need to shred all of this chicken. And I'll just use 2 forks and go right in with it. There is nothing like football season. And really, there's nothing like football season in a small town like Pawhuska. It really is important around here. And homecoming weekend is pretty much the height of football season in a small town. The parade is a great way to kick it off. All the cheerleaders are there, the high school football players. So it's really fun to see the whole of Pawhuska football represented. Chicken nachos are definitely one of Lad's favorites, so he's gonna be excited when he gets home after the parade. I think shredded chicken is so great on nachos or in any Mexican food. Okay, the sauce looks amazing, it smells divine. So I'm just gonna plunk the chicken right into the sauce, and then I'll just simmer it for a few minutes. Then I'll let it cool, pop it in the fridge, and I'm gonna head into the parade. Getting that chicken ready will be a big time saver later. Now I'm actually gonna do 2 versions of nachos, one for the boys and a more embellished one for the girls. They both start exactly the same. A pile of tortilla chips, and then a generous amount of grated cheddar jack cheese. After that comes a layer of the delicious chicken. Then I'll build 2 more layers just like that. Chips, cheese, chicken, and then I'll end with a final sprinkling of cheese. They go into the oven at 350 until the cheese is nice and melted, and that's where the similarities end. Now the boys will eat the nachos just as they are, but I like to add a few more delicious ingredients. Jarred jalapenos, chopped tomatoes, a sprinkling of black olives, sliced green onions, and a dollop of sour cream. To me, that's what chicken nachos are all about. So I am going to make Wafflewiches, which, as my oldest daughter just pointed out, is a sandwich made in a waffle maker. But I am never content just to make one boring old sandwich. So I'm gonna make 4 different sandwiches at the same time. I'm gonna assemble all the sandwiches first. So the first variety is a turkey bacon sandwich. And I've got 2 slices of wheat bread. I spread on Dijon mustard. I put some folded pieces of turkey on there, and I am laying the bacon on thick. So I'm also adding some thinly sliced red onion, some spinach, and I'm gonna lay on 2 pieces of cheese. I was supposed to put this on first, but I forgot. I like to admit my mistakes. Now I'm gonna move on to the Reuben. So it starts with some swirly rye bread. That is hard to say fast 3 times. And I'm gonna add some Thousand Island dressing. Oops, that was a lot. And I'll spread the Thousand Island on there. So 2 pieces of Swiss cheese. Is that weird? So then I've got some pastrami. And then to make this a really authentic Reuben, gotta have sauerkraut. I love a good Reuben sandwich. Do you guys like Reubens?
Oh yeah, I love a Reuben.
So now for the third variety, I'm gonna make a roast beef sandwich. And I started with some horseradish mayo, just to give it a little heat. I love horseradish heat because it's not on your tongue or in your mouth. It gets up in your nose. I've got some slices of provolone. I've got some really good quality roast beef. And then pepperoncinis. I love these things. They're really thinly sliced. So this is the roast beef. And finally, I had to have a sweet option. I'm gonna do a fluffernutter using cinnamon raisin bread. Wait, cinnamon bread. There's no raisins in there.
I was about to say.
So a fluffernutter, for those of you who were born after 1980, is basically a sandwich made with peanut butter and marshmallow cream. There is no excuse for it whatsoever. There is nothing redeeming about it. It's just one of those comfort foods from childhood. Usually a fluffernutter is just peanut butter and marshmallow cream, but I'm gonna go against my belief system and add some sliced bananas. I hate bananas with a fiery passion, but I was afraid that the fluffernutter would not have enough volume to hold up to the rest of the sandwiches. And I couldn't really think of anything else to put in here. So one secret to any grilled sandwich is you've got to get a lot of butter on the bread because that makes it get really golden and crisp, and it's the whole purpose of a grilled sandwich, let's face it. So now the trick is getting it onto the waffle makers. So I'm just gonna put one in each well, starting with the Reuben. So face down, obviously you wanna put the butter side down, and then the turkey bacon. What a fun idea this is. And then the fluffernutter. Okay, and then obviously we cannot close this waffle maker without a really generous application of butter. So this is on about medium-low because I want the cheese to be able to melt. This is gonna take just a few minutes. Here we go. Look, Alex.
Wow.
Wafflewiches for the win. Oh my gosh, that swirl is wonderful. So this is the roast beef sandwich. Here comes the fluffernutter. Oh, I have to say, as awful and horrible as bananas are, it doesn't look too bad. Look. Oh, how good does that look? And then the fluffernutter, gosh, doesn't mean I'm gonna eat it, but it doesn't look too bad. All right, who wants what?
I want the turkey bacon.
There you go. Mauricio? Kind of thought you'd go for the fluffernutter. Stewie,
I want the banana one.
you do. I would like you to get this out of my house as soon as possible. Wafflewiches, I'm sold.
So good.
This one has to be the best one. Tortellini Puttanesca. So I have olive oil in a 10-inch skillet, and I'm adding garlic and chopped Kalamata olives, some capers, and this is a very weird ingredient, a tablespoon of, who wants to guess what this is?
Tomato paste.
Anchovy paste. If you can't find anchovy paste, though, you can just buy a tin of anchovies and chop up 4. That's basically what I just added. Cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes cut in half, and then crushed red pepper flakes for the win. Yes, Mauricio is so excited. Pasta puttanesca is truly one of my favorite Italian pasta dishes. It's just so flavorful, so easy. It's basically like a pantry meal. So I'm gonna cook this mixture for just a couple of minutes. So for the liquid, I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of white wine. It only takes a splash. And then about 1.5 cups of low sodium broth, nothing fancy. Okay, so now to the liquid, you add the tortellini. So this is just regular cheese tortellini, and I'm adding it right into the pan with the broth and the wine. I'll break it up a little bit. Now I just have to stir this and cook for exactly 5 minutes. This is going to be so good. Woo! Talk about a steam facial. Look at this, honestly, look. That sauce has basically cooked down. The pasta has absorbed it. Everything is just basically one with one another. So I'm gonna turn the heat way down, and I'm gonna grab some spinach. I love this because it just makes everything look prettier. And I'm just gonna stir it around for 1 minute until the spinach wilts. Look at that, isn't that yummy and rustic and just beautiful? Now we just need to add some shredded Parmesan, and that is a 1 skillet pasta that I am totally excited about. Here I go. Should I eat it?
Yes. I'm gonna give some to me. What's your thoughts?
Baby. I'm in love. I'm in love, I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it. Missy's my sister-in-law, so I did something I hardly ever do. I called Missy and said, come over for lunch. She and I never get together on our own, and today was the perfect opportunity. So I'm gonna whip up a delicious chicken taco salad just for the 2 of us. I've been seasoning 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I'm gonna get them into the pan. This chicken taco salad is one of my 16-minute meals. It's really, really fast, really easy, and so flavorful. I'll sprinkle the other side, then I won't have to touch the chicken with my hands. I'm just using prepared taco seasoning, and it's great for really quick meals. There's a lot of flavor. You don't have to take the time to mix different spices. It works really well. Okay, I'm letting this cook in oil and butter to give it great color and flavor. The chicken's gonna cook about 4 minutes per side. I'm using bottled ranch to make a spicy ranch dressing for the taco salad. I'll start with about 1/4 cup or so, and then I'll spoon in a couple tablespoons of jarred salsa. All right, now just to give the dressing a little bit of freshness, some cilantro. Missy doesn't live very far away, but we both get so busy, we hardly ever get together, just the 2 of us, so we're gonna have so much fun. Now the chicken should be ready to turn. Ooh, looks great, nice and flavorful. I'll just put it on a plate, looks yummy. Now it's just gonna rest for a little bit. Now I have 2 ears of fresh corn, and I'm gonna grill the corn, but before I put it on the grill pan, I'm just gonna roll it around in the skillet that I cooked the chicken in, and it's just gonna get some of that yummy flavor on the outside. Okay, the corn is ready. It's got a little bit of color, a few grill marks on the outside. And now I'll just slice the corn kernels right off the cob. They're not too hot to handle. I love fresh corn because then you can control how much you cook it. I like corn to be pretty crunchy, not totally raw, but not totally cooked either. Now I'll just grab the chicken, dice it up. It looks really, really good. Everything in this salad is sort of bite-sized. That's what I love about it. Every bite is fun. It has a lot of different things going on. I'm so looking forward to getting together with Missy. And of course, we love getting together with the whole family, but sometimes we just want to kind of get over in a corner, have some girl talk. Okay, everything's ready. Now I just need to assemble the salad. I've got a whole bunch of shredded green leaf lettuce. I literally shaved it with a really sharp knife. Now I'll sprinkle on the diced chicken. And then I diced up just some Roma tomatoes. And then the grilled corn, delicious. I'll sprinkle on some pepper jack cheese, sliced green onions, avocado. Well, speak of the devil. Hi, Missy. You're here.
I'm here.
How weird for us just to get together for lunch. No
I know.
kids, no husbands.
No.
I'm just finishing our salad, so I just got to put the dressing on. There's tomatoes in there. Did you say healthy? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to sprinkle a few chips on, if you don't mind. I'm going to get the pan going, put it on pretty high, and drizzle in some olive oil. I'll let that start getting hot. And I'm going to season the chicken. I've just got 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And I just season them with a little salt and pepper, both sides. And then the secret ingredient, packaged taco seasoning. It's really all the chicken needs. It's so, so good. Sprinkle it on both sides. Get it all rubbed in. Fun fact, quesadillas were my #1 pregnancy craving with all 4 of my kids. I don't know why, and I haven't stopped loving them. All right, I'm gonna let those cook for about 3 to 4 minutes per side until they're totally done. I'm gonna wash my hands. It's necessary when you're working with chicken. Looks like the chicken's ready to turn, so I flip that over. Ooh, it's got such nice color. I'm gonna wind up chopping up the chicken, but the more color you have on the outside, the more flavor the quesadillas will have. Okay, looks like the chicken's done. I love quesadillas. They're the perfect 16-minute meal because you can basically use whatever you've got on hand. Now I'll drizzle a little more olive oil into the pan. And I've got a sliced onion and then a sliced red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and green bell pepper. I love the colors. Sometimes I just do chicken and cheese, but I had these peppers on hand and I just couldn't resist. Now I'm gonna dice up the cooked chicken. Okay, that looks good. Stir the peppers a little bit more. Oh, they're looking really good. Now it's time to assemble the quesadillas, my favorite part. I'm just gonna turn the heat on about medium-low. Now I'm gonna butter the pan. Okay, now I've got 2 flour tortillas and I'll just plop them down. And I'll start with the cheese. It's best to put the cheese on first because then it's closest to the heat and it'll melt faster. All right, now I'll sprinkle a little chicken on each one. Sometimes I customize these. The ones for my husband and boys, I put a little more chicken on, a little less peppers. These look so good and they take no time at all to make. All right, now just because a quesadilla can't have too much cheese, sprinkle on a little more. Then I'll grab 2 more tortillas, set them on top. Okay, the quesadillas are ready to flip. Nice and golden brown on the other side. And by the way, if you see cheese oozing out of the sides of the quesadilla, then you're doing it right. Now to go with the quesadillas, I have pico de gallo in the fridge. Pico de gallo is pretty much a condiment around here, and I always have some ready to go. To make it, you just have equal parts onions, tomatoes, and cilantro. Squeeze some fresh lime juice over the top, sprinkle with a little salt, and then for heat, I add a diced jalapeno. Toss it up, so perfect. Chicken quesadillas with a great pico de gallo on the side make a perfect, super fast supper when Lad and the boys get home from football practice. I'm gonna make the mac and cheese first because it can stay in the fridge for a while, and then I'll bake it later. I've got some butter melting on the stove, and I'll add some flour to that to make a roux. You know, when we have birthday parties for the kids around our place, we don't have piñatas and 50 kids running around. It's pretty much a family gathering, another excuse to get the family together. And I'm just whisking it together over kind of medium-low heat. My husband, Lad, has both of our boys out on the ranch doing work. He's trying to keep our baby occupied so he doesn't find out the secret about the surprise party.
You gotta hold it up high like this so you get on their backs, okay? Okay, you wanna go put the spray truck up? All right, maybe we get something.
Okay, the roux's been bubbling for a few minutes, and now I'm gonna add the milk. Whisk it as you add it. Now this needs to cook for a good 5 minutes to bubble up. So I'm gonna add the macaroni to the boiling water. I'm making 2 pounds of macaroni noodles. Don't be alarmed, I have a really large family to feed. And then to this white sauce, I'm going to add some dry mustard. I really like the flavor of dry mustard, so I add quite a bit. I'm adding 4 teaspoons, but if you're not quite sure how you'll feel about it, add 2 and then give the white sauce a taste and see if you like it. Then you can always add more. Now, as if the white sauce isn't rich enough, I'm gonna make it just a little bit richer by adding some beaten eggs. And it just kind of takes it over the top and makes it ultra decadent. But before I add the beaten eggs to the hot white sauce, I need to temper the eggs a little bit. So while I whisk the eggs, I'll just drizzle in some of the hot white sauce. And just like you don't want to jump into a freezing cold pool, you don't want to pour beaten eggs into a really hot pan of sauce or they'll turn to scrambled eggs. Whisk the white sauce and just drizzle them in slowly. Okay, the white sauce is really thick, it's really smooth, and it's really rich with the addition of the eggs. I've got a bunch of grated sharp cheddar. I'm gonna leave off a couple of cups of cheese because we'll need to top the finished macaroni and cheese with it. You just need to stir the grated cheese into the white sauce. And please resist the temptation to stick a large tablespoon in here and start eating it out of the pot. I speak from experience here. Okay, add a little bit of seasoning, salt, a little bit of seasoned salt. This is optional, but just use whatever seasoned salt you have in your pantry. And black pepper. I like to use this, what I call black dust. And the cheese sauce is done. And in goes the macaroni. This is pretty much all I ate for the first 10 years of my life. It's the only reason I grew as a child, because I ate macaroni and cheese. Okay, just stir it, make sure all the macaroni is evenly coated. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Can I borrow a fork? Okay, it's done. Now we just need to pour it into the pans. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is a lot of macaroni and cheese. Have you ever seen anything like this in your life? I'm almost ashamed, but only almost. I do kind of wish I'd lifted weights for the past couple of months though. This is heavy. Oh. And then sprinkle the extra cheese on top. And that is about the most delicious looking mac and cheese in the world. And I think I probably should taste it just to make sure it's okay. For my children, of course. And speaking of the children, I hope my baby hasn't found out about the surprise party yet. It's his first surprise party, so I'm hoping it all goes off without a hitch.